I want to catch some of that on video.
To everyone else.
Yeah, I know.
He's OP. He's overpowered. He's like he's the red line basically. If you deploy Neoony, the UN have to send in airstrikes.
Okay, did you start?
We have started.
Yeah, we got it. So right now, if I'm going to be barking orders at each other, maybe there. Yeah, this is actually what a lot of people don't realise is that it's a choke point map. You know, it's just that instead of being down low in a choke point, you're up high on a choke point.
But the typical
Typically I would open with an introduction, but these two people have interrupted me several times. So here we are, doing another commentary on another Empire's PUG match.
Sorry, Jay.
Black Copper is the Bernardi James command vehicle. Fuck you.
Your mic is still breaking up.
Fuck you.
Alright, so the typical fight is right here in the north. You got BE trying to get a barracks up here and trying to push into the NF base. NF trying to do the same thing. The trees are a really nice obstacle because you can't see the other side. BE has a fairly substantial amount of real estate up here, and NF does not, so it's a little bit easier for BE to attack if they can get teammates to do that. South is typically just run to get refineries. It's really not strategic. On NF, though, they have a ramp. Do they have a ramp on both sides? I know on the NF side.
No, to the main base. No, you got one vehicular entrance to the to each main base, and
ramps up the backside, and that's typically what we'll see with APCs spawning there.
How this map is usually played here is both teams attack from the sides while normally ignoring the middle. If the team successfully captures all three refineries in the middle, they will have the resource advantage.
Yeah, the refineries on the low ground, they trade hands pretty easily. They're difficult to defend, so I think we're going to see them. We're going to see them being destroyed and rebuilt quite a lot. And the team that has the most responsive engineers, or the people who are looking after that, maybe even a scout sabotaging the refineries in the center, get that little resource advantage by the time you get vehicles out. That can become a deciding factor.
This map is a good balance between infantry and vehicle combat. The low ground supports full-scale vehicle combat, while the high ground supports infantry and fluid combat. You can have mixtures of both, but it is hard for vehicles to maneuver on the high ground, seeing as they can fall off easily. However, if an infantryman is on the ground, they will have little to almost no cover and will be exposed wholly.
Yeah, there's no way you want to be running around in the center of the map.
So BE's got 2 of the 3 refineries in the middle, so they have a refinery lead, but they didn't build the refineries in Northwest yet.
NF have 2 of the 3 refineries in the middle.
No, BE's got, well, I'm counting the one on the bottom right. Oh, you're right, 3 across tic-tac-toe. I was
yes.
Looking at 3 in a triangle. So who's got the resource lead right now? Looks like BE's got more.
It's a pretty even split though, right? I don't think at this point it's going to make a huge difference. But
if they continue fighting over the middle, the resource advantage will go to both sides radically. If NF gets the 3rd refinery in the middle, the point lead will go to them, but if Bernardi responds and grabbing the 3 in the middle, they will go to them.
And
well, a couple of
about to lose their barracks in B4. BE's pushing very hard with lots of units.
I'd keep an eye on C2. You've got angry, disappointed Zorak, and Freakovich. They're both engineers. Zorak. They're both engineers, and they may be able to. I don't know if their squad lead. They could cause some damage right here. No one's noticed them. They've got the radar over here in D2. If they can get that radar down.
No defenses up there.
Recently in the Empire's community, Freakovich and I have been developing a hot relations between each other. I will fully, openly admit I had relations with Freakovich, but he has not returned any of my calls and have sent me death threats through Steam.
Oh, so that means you're the female in this one.
Indeed I am. I love my man wholly and dearly.
You call him incessantly and he ignores you, so you're the female.
I want to jump on his dick so bad.
Hey, and check this out. In D1, they are surrounded by enemy infantry, but they have not been seen. Freak and they're just sitting there destroying the base, and you've got a whole contingent of NF soldiers, and they just... Oh, I tell you what. Angry Fuhrer just blew their cover by shooting at NF.
Oh dear. Angry Fuhrer is one of the few members of the Empire's community that may be one of the most hated. Angry Fuhrer has a tendency of joining a match and then screaming the entire time the moment his team does anything wrong. He is angry, he is German, and he hates me with a passion because I told him I was Jewish once.
You were Jewish only once?
It's a complicated situation. My mother was, but my dad's Catholic.
Well, that's better than Catholic and Italian.
It's actually Irish and Italian. My dad is Irish, my mom is Italian.
It's better than Irish and Italian then, because that just means you get screamed at all the time and then you just go out and drink it off.
Wonderful.
We're still pushing up.
We have turned this Empire's match into the BigTeef social life.
Tell me more. How does that make you feel?
This is an HR negative.
It doesn't feel good, Dr. Phil. As you can see, the NF are slowly preaching on the Brunoti base here at the B5, B4 area. The Brunoti armories are on fire, and they have built a vehicle factory, but however, they are not forcing any vehicles out of it. If they have a good steady stream of APC grenade spam, they may be able to get their advantage back here at B4, B5.
I think the only way for NF to really fix that. Yeah, I think the NF really need to go and park an APC at B5. I mean, that's the smart way. 2 APCs on the low ground.
Brunoti has destroyed NF's radar. Brunoti has
expected them to have lost
the research. He has placed another radar at their main. Brunoti has just stifled their research tree for a few seconds.
Yeah, I knew Angry Fuhrer and Freak were going to do something good there. They moved with intent. But it's still anyone's game. I just feel that in the north, NF, they're not flexible enough right now. They're not being dynamic. They're holding down.
Hobbs has researched level 2 turrets. Hobbs has researched level 2 turrets, and he is placing defenses in the middle. Is this his response to keeping his resource advantage up?
He loves a vehicle rush, so, you know, I guess, and it's a good strategy for him at this point. If they can hold the rest that they have, if they can keep that barracks up there in C3, which I don't think they can. They've got APCs rolling past it. I don't think they're going to keep it up. Oh, and
Hobbs is now attempting to run over a scout, but he's failing because he's hiding behind the palm tree. Hobbs has now fully given up, and he's running away. Enemy APC is now attached to Hobbs, but he's getting hit by the turrets wholly.
And there's a Brunoti Empire armored personnel carrier right there in their main base.
Hobbs has been sticky stunned in the middle.
He's gone. Well, no, he's on the move.
His turret saved him. The level 2 turrets he built has saved him. Is this Hobbs running close to the wire right now?
He's running it close to the wire. He needs to get back to his main base, because his main base is about to be under attack. There's an enemy APC in the main. Well, it's bugged out. But Hobbs needs to get somewhere safe.
Well, he's got all those turrets in the middle. That's what he's using for safety.
Yeah, it's pretty safe, but someone can cap him. Someone can slap him down right there.
If this is the first time you're viewing this, Hobbs' personality is boom tanking with his vehicle. Boom tanking means creating a diversion for your team to advance into the enemy base or enemy lines and then destroying them while the enemy team focuses on destroying on your vehicle.
If the whole enemy team just started with grenadiers and started beating him from the top of the walls, they could easily kill him.
Hobbs has now set up a full defensive line here in the middle. He has put down 4 missile turrets and 2 machine gun turrets each, all of them being level 2.
And here comes a BE
Yeah, he's very much a
APC.
part of the battlefield. Whereas most commanders, they will take a back seat, they'll let the team do the fighting. Hobbs likes to be right in there with the action. He likes to be causing diversions. He likes to be building stuff. He likes to be way behind lines. And
It's not questionable what his driving techniques are. His strategy always been soundproof, but there has been one occasion where he just cannot figure out how to drive. NF has launched a secret assault here at E2, E3. They have an APC behind the lines and destroying the barracks and armory, trying to get that refinery there with the 2 machine gun turrets.
Well, BE
I've got to
has
tell you, they've got
3/4
the
of the map
same
at this
thing.
point.
I've got to tell you, Brunodi are doing the same thing in the NF main base at B2. What Hobbs really should be doing is dropping some of those turrets on the high ground, because they're just rolling APCs right from the north, all the way from the northwest to the southwest, and they're not careful. They've got 2 enemy APCs. They're going to lose that whole base, and then that's game over. They can't afford to lose their main base. But
BE is flooding
another light vehicle.
into BE's flooding into the main NF main base at B2 right now. They're going to take down that whole base.
Could this be another entirely focused light vehicle-based match and only focusing on infantry?
I think Hobbs being in middle and focusing on building barracks instead of his team is what's causing this problem here. The main base going down.
We are just well over the 10-minute mark. We have not seen any medium-based vehicles. And the tickets have certainly dived into the deep end. Both under 100, NF just reaching the 50 mark, and Brunodi have now just reached the 80 mark. If both
NF
teams'
now has
tickets are
one
completely
spawn
gone,
point.
they can no longer spawn new infantry, and will be forced to revive each and individual soldier.
BE's taken southwest. They now own more than 3/4 of the map.
What seems to be appearing to me here is that they may be doing a base swap. A base swap is when both teams attack each other's mains, simultaneously destroy and then place buildings there, thus creating a base swap.
So NF cannot do research at this point because they do not have a radar.
Not having a radar at all during a game will certainly hinder your team. If you cannot give further advance down the tech tree, you cannot have more armor or powerful weapons to help your team. However, BE has a consistent research tree almost the entire game.
So you got Craig, Freaknovich, Nostalgic Nonsense, pushing very rapidly. They're sweeping from bottom right-hand corner around the bottom left of the map. Now they're coming up from the south side of what's now the current NF main base. They've been very successful in their sweep. They must have revive engineers following them because they don't have any spawn point like an EPC coming following them.
Engineers can wholly save your team from destroying their ticket lead. One engineer can revive almost an entire team if he rations his energy correctly on his calculator.
I want to see if Craig revives. So BE dropped a base. Tybo's building it. NF's going to start pushing south into that base. Got extremes down
AZK,
there.
I wouldn't recommend a choke point map next.
I kind of want a choke point map though, because then we can get some big vehicle fights.
Here's the thing though, it's just, it's always one side. Slaughtered is always one side. I would recommend like Crossroads if you want checkpoint. Or Canyon. Canyon would probably be a better choice.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
are now vehicle spamming the enemy base. There's walls everywhere, and NF seems to be losing their hold on all of their bases, while BE still consistently has their main. Oh god. Lately, there has been a constant trend in the Empire's community of using arbitrary incorrectly by every single member. So there's now an inside joke amongst everyone to use this word constantly without any reason.
That's fairly arbitrary.
That is indeed arbitrary, indeed.
Are they arbitrarily using that word?
Very arbitrarily.
NF is getting squeezed. They are in a vice grip right now.
Yeah, you got to give it to Hobbs though. He's holding it together pretty well, considering they really have no right to be hanging on this far. As soon as they lost C3,
Hobbs is really making use of his turrets.
Interesting
Because of
thing
his
about
turrets,
this
he has
game.
not been APC rushed or killed yet. His turrets have been actually used. Hobbs' personality has a tendency of not using turrets at all, but in this case he has finally used it. He might find that's about to change. APC and he is playing from the A4, A3 area.
You might find that changes.
An interesting thing about this game is that even if you lose every single building and every single unit, you can win the game by killing the opponent's command vehicle. This is the command vehicle.
The only way for you to win an Empire's match is to kill the command vehicle. The command vehicle places buildings, it forces people to move, and it is the general instructor of each team. It can give spot orders and attack moves.
So even if every single building is taken down, Hobbs can still win this match. And right now he is driving over to his old main, and he's recovered his old main.
Yeah, I've got to give it to Hobbs. He's holding this together really well. His team are kind of all over the place, but Hobbs is right where he needs to be.
What I think is what's making Hobbs is a big problem is that he doesn't know Black Copper enough to figure out what type of strategies he uses. So he is playing against an unknown character, and he's playing to the best of his ability. Where Black Copper is indeed a dark horse upon the Empire's community. He has been a part of us, but he hasn't been frequently visiting. Only once in a blue moon does this person show up to play a few matches here and there.
He seems to be fairly exposed in his base, and they're not attacking him. You think that NF would have at least one attack force hitting the northeast. They seem to be fighting head-to-head.
NF has regained their main, but they have lost the resource control of the left and right sides. If Brunoti Empire opens their eyes, they can build the refineries at A5 and B5, thus making it an equilibrium between the both resource rates.
Brunoti did break through the B4 barracks area that NF held the whole game.
Yeah,
NF is now out of tickets. They can no longer spawn any new players.
I'd figure though that they're going to have squad revives arranged.
Hobbs is playing it safe. And Hobbs has gotten medium tanks.
Spending a lot of money on turrets that aren't being built.
Quite the contrary, someone is actually building his turrets. He may have a few of them that aren't built, but the majority are actually built. What seems to be going on is he's now attempting to turtle in his base, which is probably the worst time to do this late in the game. We have almost reached the 20-minute mark.
Just lost his VF and barracks, and the radar is on its way down too.
Just got assaulted, and he may be stuck on a palm tree.
What's going on in BE base? I see a couple of NF.
Hobbs is stuck, and he is being approached, and he's sticky stuck. This is over for Hobbs. His team's base is destroyed, and he has no friendlies around him at all, and he's getting heavily artillery struck by the Grenadiers. And it's over. Black Copper has now once again won against Hobbs.
Nicely done. And now roll curses.
And now it has begun the usual ritual of everyone committing suicide on both teams.